Alright, so boom. This was the first, April 1st. I haven't done like a journal since the beginning of April. As I said in like previous ones, I just been up and down all over the place doing shit. Still not really settled again, but you know, I've been trading. I've been trading nonetheless. I just haven't been able to make a video. But, you know, here we are. So let's start with Monday. All right, not Monday, this was Tuesday, the first, April 1st. All right, April Fool's Day. I felt like a fool that day. I took a 1 minute breakout offer for a 5 minute zone, right? Typically, we know that supply and demand and breakouts, stuff like that, is meant to be used when the market is trending, right? Not necessarily when it's consolidating, like right now. You can see all the EMAs are flat. So it's not really ideal, but at the same time, when the EMAs are flat and I see a double top like this, I'm like in sales coming down here. You know what I mean? So even though it's consolidating, I like what price is doing. I like that rejection from that zone. I like it, you know what I'm saying? The 50, the 13, I like that. So I was feeling, that okay, this might potentially want to drop. This might be something that I want to take. And I took it. And boom. Teased me, but hell no. Hell no, that shit hit stop loss. And that was my one, right? So because I've been executing on the 1 minute, I've been risking a bit less, right? About 2/3 or 67% off what my regular risk would be, right? So I took another one after this. And that was a loss. And this was another trade that I took. Again, the EMAs, as you can see, they're flat. It's not ideal, but this was on SPX just a couple minutes later. And it's not the best setup again, but it's a valid setup. We got breaker structure, we got a gap, we got the 200 and the EMAs below us. It looks like an area that we might want to hold. So boom, he gave me my entry and he took my money. Literally took my money. But I like what I was seeing. I mean, again, not the best price action. When the EMAs are flat like that, you can never really tell when and where it's gonna go. But that was the risk that I was willing to take, and that's what I did. I'm not mad about it. Like, it's just one of them things. But that was Tuesday, and obviously I don't trade Wednesdays. On Thursday, let's go to Thursday. All right, boom. So Thursday, right? Thursday last week, didn't take a trade in the morning part of the session. So you know what I mean. I came back in the afternoon, about 1, and just keeping an eye out, looking at what the market gonna do. And just looking at it right now, you can see like it looks really bearish. All the EMAs are aligned. We got breaker structure, breaker structure, breaker structure, breaker structure. And it's just looking like it wants to continue dropping. And the funny thing about this, when I was looking at the charts at this point, right, I'm looking at all the price action and I'm looking at everything and I'm like, this shit looking bearish. And then at the same time, I was actually in my office where we were listening to news and they were talking about Trump and the tariffs and, basically negative market sentiment. And I was like, I'm not a fundamental trader, but it's matching what the price action is saying. I feel a little bit better. I feel more confident. But anyways, this little supply started forming here. Now, as you can see, there's no breaker structure, but everything else is pretty good, right? There was a gap. It wicked the zone beautifully. All the EMAs are lining up. We're going away from the 200. As I said, the news sentiment is not looking good. So I was feeling a bit confident. I showed up about somewhere here, 113, 111. Before that, right? for where I would look to enter before I showed up, it gave one, two entries. And the first one lost right here, stop loss. The second one won, and then the third one, which is when I showed up, I took it and I was able to get like a, what was it, like a 1 to 3? Yep, I was able to get a 1 to 3. So that was pretty much my Thursday, right? I was able to capitalize off that, make up for some of the losses that I had taken on Tuesday, you know, and that was pretty much the end of the week because you already know, like, it's NFP week. We don't trade NFP Friday, so that was basically the last trade that I took for that week. So for the week we were 2-1. Well, not really. Monday we won. Tuesday I lost 2, and then today I won. So I'm 2-2 for the week. Yeah, so I'm 2-2 for the week, and thankfully on this last one I was able to catch a runner for the 1 to 3. I think I held it to 1 to 2, and then I closed and left the runner to 1 to 3, and that was pretty much what that week was for me, right? So this is like a combination. I'm giving a couple days just in one video because, as I said, I have missed a bunch, and I don't want it to start piling up. So I'm gonna just run through it, right? So let's just play this out real quick to see what happened next. Boom. Well, it didn't really give much more than the one. Well, it didn't give more than the 1 to 3. That's pretty much what it gave. But yeah, that was that day. So that would take us to today, the present day. And what did I take today? I actually took a trade on SPX as well, but it was a 5-minute trade, and I didn't take it on my personal account. I took it on my challenge account. Today, which is April 7th, Monday, second Monday of April, I didn't take a trade on my personal account, but I took one. I might actually take one tonight. If I do, it will be in the journal for tomorrow. And if I do, it will be gold in Asian session, as per usual. But as for this, what I took on the personal account, it's just, I mean, let's just call it it's a breakout, but it's just a resistance setup, isn't it?
It's just basic stuff. I think I closed at like how much did I close at?
I think it was like a 2 point. I think my TP was like under this swing right here or something like that, either here or here. So roughly something like that, right? I entered off the close of the candles, and I was able to catch this run, right? And that was I took it at, what time was this? 9 o'clock. So it's before market open, so it was a fairly early day, right? I didn't have to do too much after, but you know, that was what I did. That's what I did. It was kind of risky because once again, you know, the EMAs are flat, so you don't really know which way they want to go. Even if they close a certain way, they can just flip just like that. So you really want to wait for like some type of, you know, some type of serious volume momentum or like breaker structure. But I felt good about it, and I liked how the rejections were looking and where the candles were closing. And you know, I felt like we had tested after the EMAs crossed against us. I feel like we tested it enough times to where I felt like we were getting ready to just break past it. So I felt confident. I felt confident about it, and you know, scared money don't make money. So I just took that shit. No, for what happened after. I was not in this one, but the group did. And boy, if you were in this trade, you make crazy money. Crazy money, especially if you risk your account in like contract sizes, like a set contract size, versus me where I basically risk the same dollar amount every trading. Because this was already a big stop loss for SPX, 50 points. So the catch, what's this, like 300 down there? That's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. You made a lot of money, but I was not involved in this. Good shit though. I just took these sells, and honestly, I was waiting for something else to take on my personal account. That was pretty much my day, right? From 9 to 12 on gold, I'm gonna be looking just to see like what's happening, if there's anything quality going on, what can I catch? Cause trust me, I'm ready. I'm ready. I feel good. So let's just see. But if whichever way that goes, y'all gonna hear about it tomorrow. So I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.